Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. I know we haven't talked in a while, but it's fine. When I get everything set up to where I want it, I will be back on every day. But anyway, I wanted to say something about the Idaho 4. Um, I believe that this is just what I see, and I believe these are my thoughts. But from everything that's been going on, I really think that Kaylee's father, I think that he has an idea who this person is. And yeah, I believe that and this is why he's so frustrated because the reason why he's saying, he didn't have to go upstairs and that because he entered through the slider, right? He's saying that they didn't have to go upstairs because the target they already hit the target, so they didn't have to go upstairs. But this is what I believe that you know how the police said that the girls were calling Jack, like, they called him about, I don't know, 10 times in the middle of the night or whatever. And if they say they were calling Jack, then how were they asleep when the killer came? Because they were up calling Jack, and they said it was around 3 something in the morning they were calling Jack. What I think is whoever did this is the one that was calling Jack. I think he picked up the girls' phones and made it look like they were calling, they were making these phone calls, which they didn't make because that makes no sense. Why are they calling Jack? For what? Why would they be calling Jack that late at night? They're in for the night. Like, why would they be calling Jack? They can open up the window and call Jack. I mean, if it was that serious, Jack can see their house from his window. Like, if they wanted to really know if Jack was home, they could open up the window and look into his window. Like, that's how close Jack lives to the girls. So I believe that the killer was trying to throw everybody off. I believe he picked up those phones and he made those phone calls. Oops, I'm sorry. Hold on. Window. Okay, so anyway, another thing is the police, they absolutely know who did this. They know who did this. What they're trying to do is they have to because the all of the evidence that they're collecting it has to match. It has to match what they think. So they have to wait till everything comes back because this is not something that is going to be hard to figure out. Like, there's only one or two people that could have did this, and they know in their head who who did this. They know who did this. They're just waiting for all the stuff to come back to so that because you have to have the evidence so you can present this shit in court because they don't want to go arrest them and they don't have all the evidence. That's what they're waiting for because they absolutely do know who did this. You can believe that. And then the dog was in the house. Like, he didn't do anything to the dog. Did you guys think about that? Like, the dog, he probably put the dog in the bathroom or something. I mean, and why didn't he kill the dog? I mean, he was killing everything else, but the girls downstairs, and I'm sure the dog was upstairs with Kaylee. Why didn't he kill the dog? And the dog wasn't barking because he knew the person. He probably put that dog somewhere where the dog was safe while he did what he did. And I believe that from what the dad said, he didn't have to go upstairs because he had already killed the girls. I think he just went upstairs. Ethan must have came out of the room. Either Ethan came out of the room or he just went up there to make it look like it wasn't targeted, because he didn't have to kill them too. He didn't have to kill Ethan and his girlfriend because he had already hit the target. So Ethan must have got up. He must have heard something and he came out of the room. That's probably what happened to Ethan. And then he felt like, well, I might as well go finish it. You got to absolutely know that the police know exactly who did this. And I think that they're saying that they cleared everybody just so he won't run, because he's so close. Like, he lives so close to where the girls lived at. They absolutely do know who this person is. Me, personally, I have a feeling that, it's somebody that was close to them. It was somebody that didn't want, that knew that Kaylee was leaving. This was it. She was leaving. She was going to be gone the next day. She had a job in Texas. She was leaving. She wasn't coming back. The dog was going with her. They weren't going to be seen again. They were going to be gone. So who else would want to do that? And why didn't they hurt the dog? You have to think about that. Why didn't they hurt the dog? The dog was breathing, and yeah, I mean, why not kill him too? The police absolutely, you guys, know who freaking did this, and I think that they don't want him to run anywhere, and they want him to think that everything's good, and he's still sitting over there. Now he has his dog back and in his custody, and the dog's not going to Texas anymore. Kaylee won't be getting that job anymore. Nobody's going anywhere. So he did what he had to do, and I just believe Ethan was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's why that happened to them. But absolutely, you guys can absolutely know that this case is getting ready to be solved. They're just waiting for the evidence to come back so everything can match up so they can get this person. Because that person is still sitting over there thinking that they committed the perfect crime or whatever. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. There is no perfect crime. There is absolutely no perfect crime. And this dude was messy. He was messy. And he lives, you could throw a rock and hit his house from their place. He lives right there. And you have to ask yourself, why didn't he hurt the dog? Why isn't the dog hurt? The dog was in there with Kaylee. Kaylee is not going to let her dog run around the house. And, the girls that went into the room for the night, like people that have pets, that was a little dog, he's going to be in the room with you. He let that dog out. He put him somewhere that was safe. The dog didn't even have any blood prints on him, on his feet. That tells a lot. That tells a lot about the person. Why did he care about the dog? Unless it was his dog or he shared a dog with Kaylee. I mean, it makes sense. Who else would have a motive to do this right before she's getting ready to leave off to her new job and her new life? Her and her little doggy. This case is not that hard to figure out. I know the police is all over the place with what they got going on. And that father, Kaylee's father, he knows. He knows. He has a suspicion about who did this. He knows a lot. He's not saying because he's trying to, because the police are telling him, don't say anything, don't be, don't put out this or that because they don't want the killer to run. And he's probably, if they don't arrest him, I don't think he'll probably ever do this again, ever. He probably won't ever do this again because he was targeting Kaylee, and the girls were just in the bed together. He probably would have just killed Kaylee if she was in the other room, but she was leaving. She had already moved her stuff. She was moving out. She had already moved out. So he had to kill them both because they were in the bed together. And Ethan must have came downstairs and heard something, and I think that's probably why they found Ethan's body outside of the room. So yeah, this case is going to be solved, you guys. It's going to be solved. I just want to come on here and give my little 2 cent. But yeah, you just have to think about what makes sense and who would have a motive to do this kind of thing. It's not hard. Um, yeah. So you guys have a good day. You know, prayers to the families. I mean, because I mean, I couldn't even imagine. And yes, I hope they give him. I hope he goes under the jail. I mean, jail is gonna be the worst thing for him. I don't want him to get the death penalty. I want him to go to prison forever because he is a psycho. And if you guys go through those videos of the vigil, like you'll see, just watch. Watch the dad, the mom, the sister and the brother, the body language. Like you guys watch that kind of stuff. Watch the ex-boyfriend, like watch the just how they interact with each other. It's just kind of weird. But I know the mom and the daughter is like, hey, they think that this one person that everybody thinks is guilty is not guilty. But look at the dad's reaction. He knows something. The dad knows something. So, just pray and pray for their families. Pray for the all the kids that are going through everything right now. I mean, there's kids at home that haven't even went back to school, and that's sad too. College is supposed to be a fun time in your life, and who wants to be in that town when this has happened? And I don't, I get it. So you guys have a good morning, have a good day, stay blessed, and watch your surroundings. We live in a foolish world right now. Watch your surroundings. There's lots of foolishness out here. All right, so have a good day. God bless.